Shall we get started?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, brilliant. So tell me a little bit about you as a person, just your general background first.
Man, I'm just me. I got big family, man. My brother's in my corner every time with me. I got a daughter. That's what I'm doing this for, and she means everything to me. But grew up as a country boy, and we just try to make it happen. What we can do, use our resources, and I think I'm pretty resourceful. So we have a lot of those that you know for me to use. So I just try to get to those, use all my people around me, and got a good teammates and stuff like that. So I ain't much do. That's pretty vague, but I don't know.
Yeah, great. Well, that was why I wanted to ask you that first. My second question would be, tell me about your wrestling credentials. I know you are an three-time All-American NCAA champion. Tell me a little bit about that and your college wrestling career.
I've been wrestling since I was 8. Been wrestling since I was 8. I won my first state title, I want to say, when I was 11. And so kept doing that. Went to high school. I won 4 state championships in high school. Went to University of Nebraska, and then got in a little bit of trouble. I had to go to the joint, wrestled a few people down in there, and then went from there to University of Nebraska Kearney, and I got second my first year out. I had 4 years without wrestling. I got second that year, and then I won it the next 3 years. So we got it together.
Yeah. Can I ask, just personal opinion, would you say you are the best wrestler in the Bellator middleweight division?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
So we've got your fight on Thursday. You're fighting Jason Sumter.
Yeah.
You were originally meant to fight on the 13th of March, which was, as we know, when COVID was ramping up. So you've now been scheduled to fight him twice within the space of 9 months. How difficult has that been in terms of preparing for an opponent?
It's different because I know he's probably been working for me just as long as I've been working for him. But in between March and now, there had been, we had might have fought like 2 other people in that time, because I remember at one point in time he had fell out, and then them guys had something go on, and then our times didn't match up, and then next thing you know, we're matched up again. So it's kind of like I've been joking around like it's a title fight or something, because they set those out 6 months in advance, but it's like, it's just a regular old Megalor. We're going to run through them and get to the bag.
Yeah, yeah. And have you struggled at all with the mental side of it? I spoke to some fighters who say they like to take fights on short notice because they don't worry about the consequences. Has that been a difficulty at all?
At first I didn't have enough time to pay attention to him, but like you said, over these past months and stuff like that, you look into him a little bit more, you find out, I know all about this guy at this point. So
Yeah.
where he works, who he hangs out with. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know all that, but I know his tendencies and things like that. But it's been so much time in between. It's been 8 months, so he could come out totally different now. It's been a lot of time, so I don't really go back and do the film study as much because it's been so long in between them fights. So we're just gonna have to go out there and feel it.
Yeah. And you're one of a select crop of Bellator fighters who've spent their entirety of their career at Bellator. We've got notable names now, such as Adam Pico and AJ McKee, who've found, been able to really find success kind of growing up in Bellator. Tell me a little bit about that decision to sign with Bellator, for your first fight in your career.
Being a wrestler, you grow up, there's only 2 things you can do. You can either get fat after you're done wrestling, or you can go and continue on to MMA. So I always thought I'd end up being one of them fat guys, but then when Bellator called me and they gave me a deal that I hadn't seen before, as far as MMA goes, as far as watching my buddies compete and stuff. They start out as at the local shows, and then they build up. They might be fighting for $200 or some shit like that. So I never thought I'd be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it would pay off. But then when a top tier organization like Bellator comes at you for your first one, you definitely reconsider your options, and that's I appreciate them for coming and bringing me in, but that's about it, man.
Yeah. And your last fight, you fought Jason Perotta, Bellator 233. It was a little bit of a weird ending to the fight, I think that's fair to say, with Perotta's injury, his knee injury. What was your opinions on the finish of that fight? Do you think, was there an element of quit, or tell me a little bit about what you think?
Man, I have no clue. His knee had popped out, had dislocated, but I had no clue at the time. So, we were up against the fence, and I thought that he was saying that I had low blowed him. I thought he was saying I hit him in the nuts. So I was like, nah. I was like, there's no fucking way. But then you find out that his knee had just, he is a basketball player. He probably did a lot of jumping and stuff. So I mean, he had bad knees. He's a pretty tall guy. So I mean, his knees, he probably had knee problems for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you train at AKA, one of the, super camps in the sport. We've seen multiple champions through there, but have now maybe progressed into other areas. Daniel Cormier is retired. I think Cain Velasquez is retired. How much of a benefit of the likes of those guys been? And do you feel like you are maybe the new crop of AKA talent?
Like I was saying earlier about the resources, that's what I was talking about. We have DC, we got Kane, we got, all these legends, John Fitch, you know what I'm saying, Josh the Punk Thompson. So we have all these legends that come back through and they still share that knowledge, even though they're not fighting. They still make sure that everybody's good and share that knowledge. But as far as the young new group we got a bunch of hungry dogs over there, man. So I mean, it's people that you haven't necessarily heard of, but you have. So I mean, but we're on the come up, and I mean, AKA is still going to be AKA. It's just a new time to turn it over, man. It's time for the young guns to take that torch at the old guys that already lit for us and run with it.
Yeah. And with a big win on Thursday, what do you want to see in your next fight? Obviously, that would put you to 5-0. Do you want to still gain more experience, or are you looking to climb up a division that I would say is a relatively shallow division? You could get up to the big names pretty soon.
Yeah, like I say, I'd like to work on my game. Take it. I've only been doing this 3 years now, so I mean, we got to keep that in our mind. But at the same time, yeah, after this one, we're not gonna have no choice but to get better and start doing them names. So I mean, looking forward to that, because that means bigger names means more money. So we gotta go out here and take care of this business first, though.
Yeah, and just if we obviously according to you will of course win on Thursday. How much experience do you think you would need before looking at a title fight or something like that? Do you feel like that's a long way off at this moment in time?
In my head, I'd always like to say, it used to be 10-0 before you even got into a league. So I mean, as far as me building up, I would like to get around there or something like that. Yeah. But I mean, you don't get to pick and choose in this game. You take what's offered to you.
Yeah. And last question, and then I'll get you out of here. I know you're busy. Are you prepared to give me a prediction for the fight on Thursday night?
Man, prediction. I don't know about the finish or anything, but I will tell you I'll be a lot meaner to him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you I'll be a lot grittier, and I'll tell you I'll make him quit.
Yeah. Can I just ask, actually, I did have one more question. Apologies. I was looking at your record. You're obviously 4-0. Your first fight was a split decision. Your second fight was a submission finish, and the last two, a second round submission finish, and your last two fights have been first round TKOs. Does that show how much you've improved in such a short space of time to go from a decision win to 2 back-to-back finishes?
It either shows that I'm either really improving or that first guy was really tough, and I think it was a little bit of both, man. I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, great. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Romero. It's very much appreciated.